What's up, guys? Johnny here with Team Legit. We're going to give you an on-location follow-up on a product that we brought you guys last week. By the way, if you guys haven't met Shiloh, this is Shiloh, the FPV dog. He goes with us everywhere, FPV, chases all of our FPV equipment, and we end up tying him down somewhere, and then he gets excited and just takes everything off the table. Last week, we brought you guys the HeadPlay goggles, what our first initial thoughts and comparison were for them. We've been flying around with them all day, passing them around and giving them a shot. And so we're going to tell you guys our thoughts and what we think of them actually in use. Bob got to fly with them on his wing, and he also got to sit shotgun with our buddy Rich from MultiCopter Builders, who is an amazing pilot. And if you guys have a weak stomach, don't watch any of his videos. If you want some exhilarating rides, check him out. We'll put links to his YouTube channel in the description below. What do you think, Bob?
They're okay for a certain type of flight, I feel. The field of view is so big that when you're trying to do proximity flying, you just have too much to look at, and by the time you look at this side, you're already past whatever's over here and you could hit. I think if you're flying slow, up high in a plane, just cruising, where you have the time to really look at what's around you and things, they're great. They have great clarity in it. The blue screen is a little bit of an issue, but other than that, I think it's just going to be a certain type of flying that I would buy them for.
Speaking about the blue screen, we left the dipole on here. We all fly with the George Z circular polarized antennas. We left this on here specifically to get dropouts and things like that. We're in a kind of wooded area, and I did notice it go to blue screen a couple times. It comes back really quick, but it is kind of annoying that that blue screen does pop out. I did a little bit of mixed flying with it, and I also rode shotgun with Rich and Pedro over here. And Pete on his mini quad, and I wanted to observe most of the time instead of fly. And I noticed that same thing, when you're flying proximity, when you're flying mini quads through trees and tight spaces, it's a little bit overwhelming and there's too much to see. I know that kind of sounds really, building it up or just saying that, you can never have too much and we're trying to complain about something. It really is too much. When you're coming through a narrow gap and you got so much stuff around here, it's hard to focus on that. Especially with me, I got ADD, and I'll see a butterfly come around this way and I'll smash full speed into a tree. As Bob stated, I do feel like it is a different style flying. So if you guys are those long range guys that like to get up high and fly, 399 feet up, and you want to see the surroundings and things like that, these are good goggles because you got a nice field of view. What do you think, Pedro? Speaking about Pedro, this is Max. He's our buddy. He's been flying with us the last couple days, and he got to give him a go. What do you think?
Yeah, I like to fly FPV hexacopter, and I'm loving it. It's fun.
You're a mini hex pilot.
I love to fly fast, low, and try to make gaps. And if I can't make them, then I can't make them. Like Bob said, they're great for up high and looking around your surroundings and looking far and wide. But as far as flying through gaps, threading needles, they're terrible. Everything just flies around you way too quick, and you can't focus on the full 189 degrees that you feel like you get.
So we got Rich here from MultiCopter Builders. What do you think, Rich? You did fly with them quite a bit.
I thought they were a little overwhelming. Like they said, you just see too much, and when you're trying to shoot gaps, you need to be focused in one area. So I'm going to give them a big thumbs down.
All right, well, Pete didn't really get to enjoy them very much, but he's got some comments to say.
These?
Yeah.
I didn't put them on because they're ugly. And even though we're in the middle of the woods, I like to look good when I fly. And when you're in this hobby, you're already challenged with all the nerdiness and all the gear, and this is not going to help you at all.
Even if no one sees you, you still know what you look like.
So if you're wearing these fugly goggles in the woods and there's no one around to see you, you're still wearing fugly goggles.
These are like 1980s prototype VR goggles from a bad sci-fi
All right, well,
movie.
forget the aesthetics of it, because we're not here for a fashion show. We're here to actually fly. I actually didn't find them comfortable on my head, and we don't want to tell you guys it's a bad product, because it looks bad. To us, it's not my first option, my first go-to goggles, just because the way it feels. I felt the screen was too big and I was getting these weird curves along the top and bottom. Two more gripes that I had with this thing, and I've had them all day. There's a bunch of us here, we've got different frequencies and different channels that we're flying on. I was very annoyed trying to change channels and accidentally going to a different band, and then I got to go back, and I was spending most of the time trying to figure out which band somebody else was on versus like my Fat Sharks. If I popped in the 32 band, or if I just have my Fat Shark, I could just toggle up 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8 and find my channels. So that button is kind of annoying, and I kept finding myself switching bands. The other thing is we actually couldn't put it through its full paces because the battery died. Halfway through the day, we were running out of battery. We couldn't even fly with it anymore. So we probably got about, I'd say maybe an hour of good flying through it, and then the battery just died. So overall, guys, I mean, the HeadPlay, it's built great. It's very well thought up, but for FPV, for minicopters and tight spaces, I'm not gonna go ahead and endorse this product.
I feel the same way.
Here, I'll go back to your Ian.
Dude, we can't have animal cruelty on the channel.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No, it's cat videos.
I was like, I'm dead.
He's like, I'd rather be dead. Even the dog says no.
It's too fugly.
All right, Shiloh, the FPV dog, says no also.
Yeah, same. The only way I'd buy them is if I wanted that extra wide view for when I'm doing long range, high up, pan and tilt, and just really relaxing. Then I might buy them, but that's $250, and my Fat Sharks do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And the Fat Sharks have a DVR built into
and
them.
the DVR.
We're talking about the V2s.
But
I could definitely see how these could be very appealing to somebody, say, flying a Phantom with, or I mean, an Inspire with a light bridge, or a quadcopter with a light bridge, and they have HD. This might be a really cool thing because now you can see the whole scene or the vantage point. But if you're doing that, you're doing aerial photography, so that's a whole different style of flying. Alright guys, so I know some of you guys might be offended by our review and say that, you know, maybe we gave a biased review because we carry Fat Shark. A lot of products in our store are stuff that we actually approve ourselves. This will not be one of them being carried in our store and whatnot. So we want to give you guys our unbiased and truthful opinions. We want to make sure you guys make an educated purchase. We want to help the community as best as possible. So that's our thoughts on them. If you guys like watching these videos, make sure you click the like button. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, make sure you guys subscribe. We'll give you guys our thoughts and reviews on other exciting products as they come. I'm Johnny with Team Legit.
I'm Bobby with Team Legit.
I'm Pedro.
Thanks for watching. Alright guys, and another quick note that I wanted to mention, we are not sponsored by Fat Shark, and we did not get this from HeadPlay. We bought this ourselves. We used our own money to buy it to give you guys that honest review. So I want to make sure you guys understand that we're not here getting products from manufacturers and you know, shooting them down because another manufacturer paid us or whatnot. So we actually paid our own money for this, just like almost everything else on our channel. If we review it, we probably purchase it ourselves. Unless a manufacturer sent it to us, we'll let you guys know.